Okay. So during the preparation of this, yes. So we have completed all the sections now. Entire section are completed, but and we need to read some rules specifically. And what are those? I will just mention here. Please focus on those. So a small entity definition from 28 to be submitted. Rule 7. Okay. Then rule 2FA. Okay. What is rule 2FA? That we need to focus on this. So you can open the rule page and let me open the rule 2FA. So those definitions that you need to remember. Okay. And they are exactly asked in the examination also. And sometimes you need to write a short description also. In paper 2 also this is asked. Okay. So for enterprise engaged in manufacturing of or production of goods, investment in plant and machinery does not exceed limit of medium enterprise. For enterprise engaged in service, investment in equipment does not exceed limit of medium enterprise. Startups, rule 2FB, again form 28 to be submitted, rule 7. Appropriate office, you have to read rule 4, what is called appropriate office, means where you can file the patent documents. Okay, so the appropriate office or the patent office shall, okay, it says, for all the proceedings under the act, be the head office of the patent office or the branch office, as the case may be, within whose territorial limits the applicant or the first mentioned applicant in the case of joint applicants for a patent normally resides or has a domicile or has a place of business or the place from where the invention actually originated. Okay. So for all the things, the patent office would be, I mean, if I reside in Bombay and I have place of business in Bombay, then my patent office would be Bombay. I cannot go in Kolkata or I cannot go in Chennai. Okay, this is a meaning. And if there are more than one, then the first mentioned applicant will be counted. Okay. Therefore, while mentioning the applicant, although the order of applicant mentioned, it does not like first applicant is more important, the second applicant less important, but mentioned applicant becomes important because of this place of which office is the appropriate office. Okay, so for example, I'm from Kolkata and you are from Chennai, and we together work together and file a patent. Now, which office should you file the patent? Should you file in Chennai or should you file in Kolkata? So it will depend on whose name is first in the applicant. Okay. So if the person from Chennai is the first in the applicant, then I will have to go to Chennai for the filing and all proceedings. And if I want that Kolkata should be there and he should fly to Kolkata, then I can mention my name. Okay. So therefore, first mention applicant becomes important. The applicant for a patent or party in a proceeding, if he has no place of business or domicile in India, the address of service in India given by such applicant or party is situated. So for cases where the applicant is not in India or he is not residing in India, then if he has given any service address, so that becomes important. So therefore, the mentioning of the service address and the applicant name is important because that helps in determining the appropriate office. So therefore, rule 4 is important. And in rule 4, you will see many other things are also written here. Okay, so please go through it. Not very difficult, but just have a look at it. Okay, so there are 4, 5, and that's rule 6. So I'm not also rule 6. Rule 6 is very important regarding this condonation of delay. Okay, condonation delay. So leaving and serving documents. So if you fail to submit documents in time, which kind of relief you can get, those things are mentioned in rule 6. So that is not difficult, but please read rule 4, rule 6 very clearly. So I've just read. I just skip it. Not much difficult. You can just read yourself and like and understand it. Not very difficult. Rule 6.5 it says, in case of delay in receipt of a document, okay, or a communication sent by patent office to a party, communication sent by the patent office to a party to any proceedings under the act or these rules, the delay in transmitting or resubmitting a document to the patent office or doing any act by the party may be condoned by controller. Okay. So if you get delayed in doing those activity, maybe condoned by controller if a petition for such condonation of delay is made by the party to the controller immediately after the receipt of the document or a communication along with a statement regarding the circumstances or of the fact and evidences in support of the statement. Okay, so why this is important, condonation delay is important, basically for our exam this time, because there has been many condonation of delay application this time because of this lockdown and corona like situations. Okay, they were there, but this time it becomes more legal kind of thing. Okay, because everything is locked down, you cannot go out, post office are not working, maybe couriers were also not working, so many things were there and you could not go out. Say for example, one of the applicant is there in Chennai, one applicant is there in Kolkata, one applicant is there in Delhi, and you need their signatures on the form. And how will you get the signatures? Nothing is working. Speed post is not working, couriers are not working, and therefore you got delayed by a few months because it's locked down and everything is shut down and nothing is working, no vehicles, nothing is going on. So then you can apply. So this situation is important. So I expect you may get questions on this. So therefore, rule 6.5 becomes important, condonation of delay. So here it says, provided the delay condoned by controller shall not exceed the period between the date on which the party was supposed to have received document or communication by ordinary course of mail or electronic transmission and the actual date of receipt of the same. So please just read it once. If you have any doubt, we can discuss it. But please read these rules yourself and we can discuss again. Then again, international application for PCT, rule 17 to 23 that I already mentioned. So rule 17 to 23. Okay. So just read this and then you can know what is home copy, what is record copy, what is search copy, what are the dates, what is receiving office, what is search authority. Not difficult, but I just mentioned, just please go through these details. And I don't want to make you more bothered now and more burdened now, because you may get 1 or 2 questions here, but majority of questions is going to be from sections, rule, fees, from that we have read already. So please memorize those, and if required, we can have a separate session on these rules. If you want, then I can give it. Publication and examination applications, rule 24, 24A to 24C. Okay, so rule 24A, we have done in very brief. Okay, very briefly have discussed. I have told that under rule 24, everything I have told. But like 24 is publication application, then request for publication and examination application. But just read it once more and have some better clear ideas. Okay. So I have already mentioned all the rules, all the forms, all the fees in a specific sections there. What you need to do is like make a flow charts. Okay, make a flow chart so that you can always mark which rule, which form, which fees, and then again make a separate flow charts of all the forms only. So have a chart ready. So this chart is there in the book. Okay, but chart being in the book is not that important. I can just show you something here. You can see in the books, if you can see here, see this is the form 1 and I have marked all the fees there. So similarly you need to do, like you can see in the book itself. I don't know how it works. Yeah. In the book itself, if you see, in the form itself, I have written which form, which fees, how many dates. So you will do it yourself so that you remember. So what you do, you take a list of forms, form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Memorize what is this form. But along with the form, also memorize for which section this form it is. Okay. So form 1 is for which sections? Form 2, like form 2 is regarding section 10 and rule 13. Okay. And what is the fees? Form 3. Form 3 is comes under section 8 and rule 12. Okay. So I'm just reading out from here. So form 4, it is for the request for extension of time. So anytime you have to read for extension of time, it is form 4. Okay. So what are the sections which comes for request for extension of time? 53 to 144, 142 4, rule 13.6, rule 24b6, rule 24c11, rule 81a, rule 130.
130.
Correct. So these are given there in the form itself. So just memorize this. So therefore, I was asking that first step in our preparation is memorize the entire sections. Because if you have memorized entire sections, then when you are looking at the form and you see section 53, you remember what is this section 53. When you see section 142, you already remember what is section 142. Okay. Then there is subsection 4. So you have to just memorize what is subsection 4. Just read what is subsection 4, and then you know what is subsection 4. Okay. So a strategy very simple. First, you memorize entire sections. Okay. Then you read the forms and mark the fees. So read the forms. When you read the forms, you see also the sections, you see the rules, you see the fees also. So this is one. So one way to memorize is. Third way to memorize is make a flow charts. Flow charts of like I have the idea, then I file a provisional, then I file a complete specification, then it can be opposed before grant, it can be opposed after grant, then there is an infringement, then infringement proceedings. Okay. Now the patent is active. Now I can license it out. Okay. Then in licensing, if it is compulsory licensing comes, though just the compulsory licensing. So all the flow charts of compulsory licensing. So we have to prepare many flow charts together. Okay. So same thing you are memorizing, but from different perspective, and therefore it becomes very easy for you to memorize it. And if you do this slowly, you will realize that without putting much effort, now you have memorized everything together. So first you just memorize the entire sections, then memorize the entire the forms. And when you memorize the forms, just memorize this form is applicable for which section and which rules. Okay. So by that time you will always get familiarized with which sections, which rules, everything will get familiarized. What are the fees are there. Slowly you get into one step inside, and then make a flow charts. Then you memorize the form, fees, rules, and then you start asking questions to each other while reading this. So I am reading this sentence like this. So what could be the question? Can this question be true, false? And if I have to suggest some client, what I can suggest? So same thing we are memorizing, but from different strategy wise. Means it is not like you try to mug it up, that will not work and you will fail. Only thing you have to mug it up is mug it up entire section first. Then rest thing becomes very small, very easy, I would say. Rule 28 to rule 37. Okay. Rule 28 to rule 37. What is rule 28? What it says?
Mention of invention as such in a patent.
No. This is not rule section.
Sorry, section.
Procedures in case of anticipation by prior publication. Okay. So if there is anticipation by prior publication, what are the procedures? You have to read it. Rule 135, that an authorization of the agent, form 26, to be submitted within 3 months. Okay. So if we are going to authorize as patent agent to work on behalf of our client, then what need to fill? This is form 26 need to fill. Okay. And then 138, power to extend time. Okay. 138. This is the power to extend time. So extension time. So once you are reading these sections, so while reading the sections, I have given there how much extension could be there, where extension could be there, which rules applies, which sections, and how much fees are required. So that is again, repeated in 130 again. Okay, so you just have to know the extension time. So because many times it asked how much time can be extended. So that's all for your preparation for based on sections and rules and acts.